Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Chales. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of vintage coins, specifically the French 1 franc coin from 1960. Now, if you have one of these coins lying around, you might be wondering what's it worth, or how rare is it? Well, you're in the right place. Stick around and let's uncover the story, design, and value of the 1961 franc coin. Alright, before we get into the value of this coin, let's take a closer look at its design and some background information that makes it such a beloved piece for collectors. France has a rich history with the franc as its currency. The franc was introduced in the 14th century and evolved over the centuries, being one of the most widely recognized currencies in Europe. But in 1960, France introduced what is known as the Nouveau franc, or New franc, as part of a revaluation to simplify their currency system. In fact, this revaluation meant that 100 old francs became one new franc. So it was a pretty big deal in France's financial history. And that's where our 1961 franc coin comes into play. This coin was one of the first in this new franc era. Now, let's talk about the design. The 1961 franc coin was Marianne, a symbol of liberty in the French Republic. She's often depicted with a Phrygian cap representing freedom and the Republic's values. If you flip it over to the reverse side, you'll see an olive branch with the words liberté, égalité, fraternité, liberty, equality, brotherhood. Below that is the coin's denomination, 1 franc, and the year, which in our case is 1960. Depending on where it was minted, you might see a small mint mark on your 1 franc coin. The Paris mint is marked with a cornucopia symbol, while the Beaumont-le Roger mint features a B symbol. These tiny symbols can be found near the bottom of the coin, usually just below the olive branch. The value of the 1961 franc coin depends on a few factors: the coin's condition, its mint mark, and its rarity. Coins in average circulated condition usually don't have much value beyond their face value, especially since they were minted in large quantities. In a circulated condition, these coins are generally worth between $1 to $2 USD. That's not a huge amount, but remember, a lot of these coins were handled daily by French citizens, which can wear down their condition over time. However, if you have a coin in uncirculated or near mint condition, interesting. Coins that look like they've barely been touched are rare finds, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium. An uncirculated 1961 franc coin could go for $5 to $10 or more, depending on the buyer and the exact condition. Coins with exceptional mint quality or those in original rolls can even fetch higher prices at auction. There are other factors that can influence the coin's value. For example, error coins, like coins with double strikes or misaligned dies, can be worth significantly more due to their rarity. And don't forget that coins with the B mint mark from Beaumont-le Roger are often a bit more sought after than those from Paris, mainly because they had smaller mintage numbers. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1961 franc coin, you have a few options. You can check out online marketplaces like eBay, which often have listings for vintage coins. Make sure to look at the condition and any certifications if they're listed by professional grading services. Coin shops, local auctions, or even coin shows can also be great places to find potential buyers, so especially if you have a well-preserved coin or a rare or a coin. So there you have it. The 1961 franc coin is a small piece of French history. Certainly, here's a historical deep dive into the background of the French 1 franc coin from 1960. The franc has deep roots in France's history, dating back to the medieval period. It was first introduced in 1360 during the reign of King John II of France. This early version of the franc, known as the franc à cheval, depicted the king on horseback and was initially created to help pay for his ransom after he was captured in the Battle of Poitiers during the 100 Years' War. The name franc is derived from the Latin francorum rex, meaning king of the Franks. The franc quickly became a popular currency in France and saw several forms over the centuries. It solidified its role as the national currency after the French Revolution in 1795, when the revolutionary government officially established the French franc as the nation's unit of currency. This was significant, as it marked a break from the monarchy's influence over currency and tied into the revolutionary ideals of equality and order. By the mid-20th century, France's economic stability was put to the test following 2 world wars. The country faced inflation and a devaluation of its currency, which weakened the franc's value. To address these, Jacques Roueff reformed the currency. In 1960, France introduced what was known as the Nouveau Franc or New Franc, symbol NF, to replace the old franc. The new currency was valued at 100 old francs to 1 new franc. This revaluation simplified accounting and stabilized the economy, helping France transition to a more modern, balanced financial system. The introduction of the Nouveau Franc brought along new coin designs, including the 1 franc coin we're discussing. The 1961 franc coin was one of the first coins minted in the Nouveau Franc system and is iconic for its design. The obverse of the coin features the image of Marianne, a personification of the French Republic, often associated with liberty, reason, and civic pride. Marianne has been a symbol of France since the Revolution, embodying the Republic's ideals of liberty, equality, fraternity. On the 1 franc coin, Marianne is depicted wearing a Phrygian cap, a classic symbol of freedom used throughout French iconography. On the reverse side of the coin, there's an olive branch and the inscription Liber Égalité Fraternité, liberty, equality, brotherhood, the national motto of France. The olive branch was chosen for its association with peace, reflecting France's commitment to unity. The 1961 franc coin was minted in large quantities to serve as a cornerstone of the new currency system. Minted in both the Paris Mint and Beaumont-le Roger Mint, the coin circulated widely in France and was commonly used until the euro replaced the franc in 2002. Coins with specific mint marks, such as the Paris cornucopia and Beaumont-le Roger's B symbol, indicate where they were produced. The French government produced a large number of 1 franc coins in 1960, and these coins continued to circulate through several decades. They are often found in circulated condition due to their common use, but uncirculated or high-grade coins are rarer and more sought after by collectors. Adopted the euro in 2002, which marked the official end of the franc. After more than 600 years of currency evolution, the franc was no longer the official currency of France. Many citizens nostalgically held onto franc coins, including the 1961 franc, as reminders of France's financial and cultural history. The condition of a coin is one of the most critical factors in determining its value, and it applies to $10 to $15 for a 1961 franc coin, depending on the clarity and mint mark. Uncirculated 1961 franc are and highly sought after. Their value can range from $15 to $30 or more, particularly if graded by a professional grading service. Coins with special attributes, such as an unusual mint mark or proof-like finish, can be even more valuable. In summary, the condition of a 1960 French 1 franc coin can dramatically affect its market value, with mint state or uncirculated coins fetching the highest prices, while circulated coins with heavy wear are typically of interest mainly for their historical rather than financial value.